Just like that, we're back. Yep.
We're here.
It's just so magical how we can do that.
Yes, we're magically delicious.
Yes. This video is going to be about, again, being BBW, and today's topic is insecurities.
Yes, it is.
We all know everybody has them, including men, not just us women.
Yes. But everybody has them, but we're telling you again, let me rephrase that. I know I say it every video, but this is based on experiences of ourselves, what we've been through, or what somebody else has, friends or something have told us. So it's not like we're saying this is everybody, but we're saying that this is, and we're trying to the best of our ability to help you guys,
Yes.
and let you know that you're not the only ones out there, dealing with this type of stuff.
Exactly.
So I guess I'll say that insecurities also, there's so many ways of insecurities. Insecurities about your body. I guess you can say, like, everybody has them. Even skinny girls have insecurities, The skinny girls that think they look fat but they're skinny. The skinny girls that think that they're too skinny. Whatever it may be. They don't like that their feet are big, whatever. But we're talking based on bigger women. My insecurities about myself, I'll be honest, like, just about being full-figured, I would say is that I know obviously I have a pretty face, I know I do, like, I know a lot of people say, like, oh, I do know I have a pretty face, I have a great heart, but the things that I am insecure about are my arms, like the part of your arms closer to your shoulder, like, where you get the flab. My insecurity is definitely my arms, my belly. Sometimes this right here is an insecurity. You little gobblygots, like my grandmother calls it. But it doesn't. I have to say, it doesn't bother me as much as the other stuff. But this is one, and a part of my thighs. The rest of me, I have to say, like, I have a big butt, whatever. But sometimes that's what happens, and I don't mind that really. But that's my insecurity. It's like, that, obviously I know people are going to say, well, rather than be insecure, why don't you just, I don't know, go for that surgery or go on a diet. I understand that, but we're doing this to help people and to just be honest with everybody, to ourselves. So that's my insecurities about me being full-figured. Another insecurity, I'm not going to say I don't have it, and I'm not going to say I have it full force, but another insecurity is, for some men, not all men, this doesn't go based on every man that I've ever talked to or dated, but for some men, I have an insecurity that you really don't trust that when a guy tells you he's into you or finds you attractive, you really don't trust that he's into bigger women. So the insecurity in you is, oh great, like I can, I understand you're judging. If you see a guy's picture right away and you say he don't like big women, you're judging. It's true. But when you have that gut feeling, sometimes, hey, I'm wrong. But when you have a gut feeling, sometimes you're right. You have that feeling for a reason, like you see it or you feel it by certain ways the guy is with you, like, and that's an insecurity to me too. Like, it's kind of like, so, what is this? Like, are you just with me because you think I'm going to be easy and you're going to get sex? Or do you think that you're going to hang out with me and be all lovey-dovey and flirtatious and kind of have it be like a hidden thing, like like a dirty little secret kind of thing? Because that's an insecurity, because you sometimes feel because you're bigger that, nobody wants you.
That part is true. That's definitely an insecurity of mine too, because when a guy says, like, oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you're like, yeah, okay, like, you really don't mean that, because...
No, well, I'll be honest. If a guy tells me I'm beautiful, like, I understand right now maybe 1,000 people are going to say, this girl's conceited. It's not about conceitedness. It's about knowing where your beauty lies, to be honest with you. Do I know I have a pretty face, meaning just, like, without knowing my heart? Yes, I do. If I see me, I'd be like, oh, she's pretty. Do I think there are girls prettier than me? Yes. But do I think I'm pretty? Yes. When a guy tells me I'm beautiful, back maybe 5 years ago and more, when a guy would say, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, my answer would be, like, I'll joke with guys. Like, if somebody says, oh, you're so pretty, whatever, I'll go, me, really? Wow. But as a joke, back then, I would honestly say, like, oh, you're so pretty. And I'd be like, what? Like, are you sure? Do you need glasses? Like, and never realizing that that was more of a turn off than anything to a guy. A guy, not all, believe me, there are all sorts of men out there. Some men don't even care. You could sit there and put yourself down and a guy would be like, oh, don't do that. Like he's on another planet. But most guys, when you don't show confidence and you don't show that you believe you're beautiful, that's a turn off to men. Once a guy tells you you're so pretty, rather than, you might say it in your head. Don't get me wrong. I might say it in my head like, oh, you know, a guy tells me, you right there, you're so pretty. In my head, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm probably like the 400th person you said it to. Like, kind of like think it in my head. But my answer to him will be, oh, really? Thank you. Oh, my God, that was so sweet. To show that you obviously believe it, too. That you believe you're beautiful. If you show that you really don't feel like beautiful. Like, if a guy tells you, hey, you beautiful, how are you? And you look behind you and you go, are you talking to me? The guy's going to be like, oh, forget it. Because there has to be a level of confidence in you for you even to, you know, to even talk to a guy. Think about it. The only way you're going to be able to talk to a guy, not meaning that you have to approach him first, but talk to him, you have to have confidence. You have to have confidence that that guy's really into you also, you know. So when a guy tells you you're pretty or beautiful or whatever, rather than say something like, yeah, okay, you don't mean that, or oh, you're talking to me, say thank you. Oh my God, that was so nice. Thank you. Oh my God, because it shows that you do believe it too, that you believe you're what he called you, you know? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like 5 years ago and more, I'd be like, wait, you're serious? You calling me beautiful? Which I never realized that it's the truth. Guys hear that and then they either think like, oh, forget her, she has no confidence, or those are the guys that feel like, this is the one I'm going to try to use because she has a low self-esteem, so I'm going to try to use her, you know? And I'll be honest with you, that's not happening. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand it's easier said than done, but you can do it because I'm telling you, it's not that hard, you know, to look in the mirror and to feel beautiful. I understand you might feel, oh, but I'm overweight, I'm so many pounds, or my belly's big, or my arms, they flab, or I understand that because I deal with that too, so does she. But there's still beauty in you.
Of course, there's beauty in everybody. You just have to embrace it, and you have to enhance that beauty in every way you can. Yeah,
do you have a good heart? Are you a person that always wants to love and give and shower people with love and happiness and gifts, and then there's beauty there. Do you have a beautiful face? There's beauty there. Do you have a personality that all you have to do is give a person a look and that person laughs? That, if you could give a person a look, and which I've done it before too, I've done it with her, other people, even people at work, I could just pass somebody and give somebody a look and they'll start laughing, which that's what I'm saying, that's a beauty point, because that person knows like, oh my God, this girl, here she is, she's so funny, something that makes somebody smile. There is different ways to show your beauty, and you know, and I understand there's more insecurities than just body ones. There's insecurities about sex. Some big women or big girls, however old you are, you feel like you can't have sex because like you try to prolong it. I'm not trying to say to go out and meet a guy and have sex with him the first night. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, say you have a boyfriend for a while and you didn't do anything with him yet, which kudos to you guys. But if the time comes where you feel it, like he feels it, you feel it, but still deep down inside, as much as you want it, you don't do it because you feel like, oh my God, he can't see me naked. Oh my God, what if he takes off my pants and sees how fat my legs are?
Yeah, like that's one of the things that, like, that's one of my biggest things. Like, I try to be like, oh, no, you know, don't do that, because I'm like, and I do think, like, what are they going to think of me? Oh my God, is he going to look and say, oh shit, this girl really, because clothing covers up a lot, and when a guy sees what's underneath, the guy could be like, whoa, okay, like that, and then that's when I, like, that's when I get, like, really nervous, and I'm just kind of, like, I freeze up, because I'm just, like, that's just, like I said, then again, that's just something that I've dealt with when it gets to that level.
Yeah, but, like I'm saying, like, you can't, this is how I feel. If a guy's going to be with you, and he's going to be dating you, okay, or talking to you for a while, but I'm just saying, just say you're dating this guy for maybe 6 months or more, right, and you haven't had sex yet, whatever, and if this guy is with you this long, if after having sex is going to make him go and not be with you, it's not you that should be killing yourself. Like, oh my God, what did I do? It was me, it was me, it was me. No. Turn the tables. Say the truth. It's not me, because obviously he stayed with me this whole time. If it was me, he wouldn't have been with me for 6-7 months. It's the fact that he wasn't worth your time. He wasn't worth spending life with you. He wasn't worth having such a, he wasn't worth having such a beautiful woman. Like, it's not you guys. It's not us. It's the men. Like, if a guy's going to be with you for so long and then after sex leave, obviously it's because that's all he wanted, or he felt like, who knows? Like,
or maybe he felt like that he played the game for 6 months, and then he felt like he got what he wanted, so he was like, okay, goodbye.
So, but again, it's not you guys. It's not us. It's not being big. It's not because you're fat, or, oh my God, you have a fat chin. It's not because of that. It happens to skinny people too, but I mean, rather than right away point the finger and say, oh, it had to be something with me. It's because he's seen me naked. It's because he's seen this. It's not that. Because then he wouldn't be with you for so long and share moments with you and this, that, the other. It's just that he turned out to be not what he was. He was, a sweet-talking asshole, and let him go. Obviously, men come and go. So the one that leaves, there'll be another one to take his place, and hopefully the next one's better. Like, insecurities, I'm trying to think. Insecurities out in public, out in the community, where you feel like everybody is judging you, honestly. And still to this day, I'm a very confident person, but if I'm anywhere, I could be anywhere, I could be in a store, I could be anywhere. If I see somebody, if somebody just looks, I don't mind, because everybody looks. But when you see the person look again, or literally staring, or talking to a friend or something, and they're talking and looking and giggling, when I see any of that stuff, I don't stand for that.
Yeah, because that to me is just stupid. Like, you don't really have to act like immature.
Yeah.
But yet some people don't care. Some people just...
They like it.
Yeah, like they kind of, look at them. And I'm like, yeah, it's funny to you, but really? Like, come on.
Some people, honestly, on a day-to-day basis, all jokes aside, that's what they live off of. They live off of, like, just making other people miserable because they're miserable themselves. They don't want to admit it. When people do that, like, oh, you must be miserable. Like, I'm not miserable. I have money, this, that. But there's something in you that you're not happy about because you're taking your insecurities out on me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I still, it happens with us too sometimes. Like, when it's a little kid, it's whatever. Like, she knows how I am. I'll joke and I'll be like, what the hell's that kid looking at? But I would never do anything because I love kids. But when it's somebody that's like in their teens and older, that's when I go up to them. And I do. I'll bite my tongue for a little while, and then most of the time she'll see me. I'll be like, oh, I'll be right back. And then she'll go, oh God, Teresa, where are you going? And I'll go up to that person. Like, just a quick story. Where we work, there's this young girl who, she subs during the year, but she's there for the whole summer, which just passed. She was here again this summer. And for the longest, she's been, like, because sometimes what we do is we get to work early, we go to our classroom, put our stuff away, and there's benches outside, and we sit outside and wait for the buses. And this girl comes in, and she always has to, like, not just look. She gives me and my sister the stare up and down.
Like, she looks up, and then she looks down, and
then she, like, makes, like, this disgusted face. And for a while, she's been doing it, and I haven't said nothing. There has been times that my sister has made eye contact with her and made faces, like a face, kind of like, which still, you think that even if the girl's seen you looking dead in her face, you think that would give her a clue, like, shit, they seen me. No. So there was one time, I remember... Oh, it was this summer. Yeah, I just said that. Duh. It was this summer. We were waiting for the buses. I was waiting for a kid that came like the second or third run, and then I stood up because when they have a whole bunch of buses and then they let the kids off, so I stood up to walk over because I knew any minute they were gonna say let him off, and I wanted. See, told you I was gonna go on. I was gonna get the kid. I'm standing here. She's over there, and at first I seen her, but I'm like whatever, and I didn't realize it. I was talking to a friend, and then I look back. And I see her. She didn't see me catch her the first time. And she's like, just like that, like looking up and down with like a... And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this bitch, like, you know, she's going to do it again. Like, so then I was like, okay, whatever. Then the next time, right in my face though this time, like she seen me looking and everything. She like looked me up and down. And then she like looked right in my face like with this nasty ass look. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Because I don't play games like that. So I told my friend, I was like, give me a minute, I'll be right back, right? I went up to her, just walked right up to her, right by her face. And I'm like, can I ask you a question? I was like, can I help you? Is there something wrong here? And she's like, no, what's the matter? I go, because I see the way you look at me. I said, right now, just twice you looked at me. And I said, and I see how many times you look at me and my sister and you like give us like disgusting looks. I go, is there a problem? I go, if there's a problem, you could tell me. I said, because now we're right here face to face. And she's like, no, there's not. I go, well, just know that I seen you. And I was like, I don't like it, you know. And she like looked at me and she was like, I'll never look at you again. Oh my God. And she like literally ran off, you know. And I was just like, and she didn't. Honestly, there were times that me and my sister were waiting outside on the bench and she passed by. She would literally just be looking straight or down at the floor. Either she'd look like this or down because she didn't want to face us, which, not to be mean, I'd rather you look that way anyway because I don't want you looking at me anyway. And plus, not to be mean, not that it has anything to do with it, but she wasn't even pretty herself. She had a very weird-looking face, but I wasn't going to get that technical. Like, I could have told her, like, you know, if you look at me compared to you, I have a better-looking face. But I didn't want to get that far because I didn't want her to even go in and, like, you know, I didn't want to have my job on the line. But I just wanted to let her know, I see you looking at me, I don't like it, and she never did it again, which, whatever, but that's only one time, and I've done that multiple times where I've went up to people and said something, you know? I don't care about that because I feel if you're going to look at me, if you're not going to look at me, I have no reason to, but once you start making eye contact with me, staring and laughing, I have the right to go up to you, so I'm going to do it, so, but, other insecurities, oh my God. Wow. Other insecurities is when you are talking to somebody or dating somebody, being around their friends and family. You know, like, because you don't know what they're thinking. And I understand people are going to say, well, if you're so confident with yourself, why does it get to you? It's not about that. It's about you're thinking like, okay, I'm with him. Me and him get along. We like each other. We love each other, whatever. But what is his mom and dad saying? You know, what are they saying in their head? What are they saying to him alone now after they met me? What are his friends saying? Does he hang out with his friends and make fun of me on the side? Like, you always have that in the back of your head. It's an insecure thing because, you know, you feel like, oh, even though there's plenty of guys out there that say, oh, all my boys know that I'm a big girl lover and da-da-da, I have no shame. Do you always believe it? No. You know, like, you can't help it.
No, it's true. I mean, because a lot of people, like, you don't really know what people are saying behind your back and everything. So it's kind of like, do you just think, like, oh, they're not saying anything? Or do you think, like, no, they're for sure, they got to be talking about me because, like, who knows who's making comments, who's like, oh, but she's this, she's fat, she's this. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. People could do regardless of what you say.
It's not right, but they do it. You have any insecurities? Or, I know I said a lot of them, but...
Yeah, like, I was like, as far as, like, my body, the same thing, my arms, my stomach, like, everything like that. Like, that stuff I wish I could just, like, take away, but, hey, I was born that way, so... What else? Yeah, just, like, you know, not knowing if like, men, sometimes you have to really question if men take you seriously. That's one big thing. It's one thing I hate, because I'm like, oh, I have to go through this again, getting to know the person and having to see, like, are they really serious about talking with me, or are they just doing it because they just don't know what else to do, and they're bored. So, you know, that's what I don't like. I don't like having to like test the person out and like see, because you don't really know what to believe. Like, oh, I've dated girls your size, and I'm just like, okay, you're like, okay, are they being honest? You don't really know, because on the phone it's one thing. You don't really know how true it is until you meet them face to face.
That is true.
You know, but like I said, that's like my insecurity, is like just having to go through that whole beginning process of getting to know someone and having to deal with that, because it's not easy, because then you have to be like, here we go again, going back to square one. And
her insecurity is nervousness too.
Yeah, I do have a big thing of that.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect, I'm far from it, but when I was younger, I was more a nervous wreck meeting people than I am now. Like, now if I know I had to meet somebody, I'd probably be a little bit nervous, just for the fact of, oh God, we're going to be meeting face to face, but it's not going to be such a thing where I'm going to be panicking. It's just going to be like, oh great, he's almost here, but then I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to literally be myself. Where she gets so nervous, where she's like literally walking around the house, pacing, fanning her face. Oh my God, you know, and that's the thing, like, and even when the guy comes here, like, or whatever happens, and if we're all here, she's, like, so nervous that she doesn't even talk much in the beginning, but she does.
Well, like, the first hour, I'm kind of quiet. Like,
but she does warn them, though, in the beginning.
Yeah, and I'm very honest. I go, don't think it's anything against you, it's me. I said, I get this, like, this rock in my stomach, and I'm, like, so nervous. And then once I see that things are going good, then I start to open up, and then I'm fine, like I said. But, you know, it's just, like I said, everybody's different. People aren't nervous. Some people are even worse than me.
Oh, God.
Where they could be like, oh my God, I literally freeze, and I'm just like giggling, and I'm just like, oh yeah, but like, see me,
I had a friend like that.
Yeah. So at least I'll warn the people. I'll say, don't think it's you. Don't think I'm being rude, or, you know, it's just like, I can't help it. I don't want to be nervous. I'm like, oh, don't be nervous. I go, yeah. Then I'm like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna work, because as soon as I hear, oh, I'm almost there, I'm like, oh boy. And then I'm like, I start like breathing all heavy, and I start to like sweat. My body goes into like weird mode. But
yeah, because there are times. Well, not there are times. A lot of times, like when she meets a guy, like, she always wants me there. Which, I mean, it's not a problem. It's just that I mean, I'm the one, I'm like literally what you call...
Well, yeah, she breaks the ice.
I'm the
like,
icebreaker.
She kind of like, you know, cause I tell people, like, oh, it's kind of like with me, like, I know I could do it alone if I wanted to, but I'm more the type of person that, like, I would rather just have them come here, kind of like just have a chill night. Like, I don't want to have to be out, because then I'm like, then what if it doesn't go good? Then it's like, I have to come all the way home. Well, I'm like, I don't want to have to put up with that, you know, but
that's what I am. I'm the icebreaker. I'm the one that, you know, does the normal, like, hey, how are you, this, that, the other. I talk first. I'm the one that I ask questions, and I do warn the guys. There are times, like, and I'll guide myself, too. Like, for me, I warn the guys ahead of time, whether if it's somebody from my sister or myself, I say, I do ask a lot of questions, and some of them might be very random. Most guys, 99% of the guys, like, I don't care, it's cool. You have a few that look at you and like, well, what do you mean random?
Like, some of them like, whoa, okay, like, that's kind of technical. Like,
and then when you ask them, they look at you, so whatever. But I ask the questions, I crack the jokes, you know, and, you know, so that's why when you hear us, sorry, I keep looking this way, it's because those landscapers are still here, and all you keep hearing is, like, banging noises. But, yeah, so that's an insecurity. And, you know, what we'll do, I just want to end it like this, honestly. From my perspective to you, all you BBWs out there, you know, young girls and women, and don't let your insecurities take over you and kill you. Meaning, like, not kill you, but don't let it ruin you. Like, I understand everybody has their reasons and their past. I get that. I have that too, where my past affects me a lot, because more and more you kind of start to be like, oh, you know, you kind of like lose patience, but don't let that
ruin it. You just have to kind of, you have to kind of try to, like, put effort into it. I know it's difficult. We've been there. We know what it's like. We know it's not easy. But,
yes.
You just have to, you just have to put your all. You just have to really try. And as long as you know that you tried hard and that you did make an attempt to either text, call, whatever it may be, and you could say, well, I did attempt to show that I was interested, but he never did, then there's something that you could do about that. That's just the way it was meant to be,
Like, don't let your insecurities, don't let them take over you. Don't let them kill you inside, and don't let them make you a wreck, honestly. I know it's easier said than done, because there's a lot of times I'll tell people, just do ABC, and then they look back at me like, have you ever done it? And they're right, but I'm just saying from experience for myself too, like, why am I going to let a guy, make me feel like what? Like, oh, okay, he's here. Now I got to feel panicky. I got to feel like, I can't even get up to use the bathroom because he's going to be judging everything I wear or how I look. I'm not going to let all those insecurities kill me, because why should I let it? Like, again, everybody has different insecurities, but don't let them take over so much that you even doubt everything. When a guy starts hearing you doubt so much, that's when things start to get kind of rocky and things fall apart. Like, if you start doubting, like, oh, if a guy tells you, oh, baby, I was thinking about you, and if you say something back like, oh, yeah, I really think you were thinking about me, then the guy's like, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be nice and romantic, and you're going to just, like, kill it, When you start doing stuff like that, it makes it rocky, it makes things crumble, and sometimes you don't realize you're doing it until after the effect. When the after effect of when the guy comes out and tells you, like, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to be with you, or just literally, like, stops talking to you, then you think back to what is it that, instead of just, and most people are like, oh, it's him, but instead of doing that, you can analyze yourself and be like, oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I could have been a little bit more positive about that. Like, just because you're bigger doesn't mean you're ugly, doesn't mean you're disgusting, doesn't mean you're nothing. You are a person. You're a living person, a beautiful person with a heart, with a mind. You can do so many things, so don't let anything about being full-figured, overweight, big, whatever you want to call it, drag you down and hold you down. Like, don't let anything anchor you down, because you are a beautiful person, okay? And you just have to find the things about you that are beautiful. Like, again, I don't like my arms, I don't like my legs, I don't like this sometimes, but then I do it with, I find the things that I like about myself. Like, I love my hair, I have a pretty face, my heart, I'm telling you, I have a big butt, but I think sometimes my heart is bigger than my butt, because
that's big.
I would rather make people smile and laugh. I would rather give gifts than receive. I like to give people gifts and see their reaction, and to see, like, oh my God, how did they know I wanted this, rather than receive a gift. Like, my heart is so big. Like, if somebody's going through a tough time, I want to be there to comfort them. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I see the beautiful parts of myself. So besides the insecurities, I'm going to say, okay, I have blah 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 amount of insecurities, but I'm gonna have just as much or more of beautiful things about me. So don't let the insecurities drag you down and make you into a wreck, because it's not worth it. Just find your inner beauty and your outer beauty, and let that be the part of you that shines through, and be that person.
Alrighty, so we're going to wrap this up and everything, because we don't want it to get to be, like, too long. Please remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We do have a 100 subscriber, we do have a 100 subscriber contest video up. So if you want to check that out and you want to enter, go to that video and follow the rules. That'll be down in that description box. What else? Everything else.
Remember, do not be negative. Again, all negative things will be ignored and deleted, and you will be gone, okay? We're not going to sit here and write back. We're not going to write back to you, and fight with you. We're not going to sit here and leave it up there for the world to see. So just letting you know, any negativity will be deleted. everything. Gone. You would be gone, everything. So don't even waste your time, because that's what you're doing. Like, subscribe, share. If you have anything that you'd like to tell us, either write it in the comments if it's positive. If not, email us. If you want to tell us something and you want us to, you know, do something for you, we'll do it anonymously. You know, anything you want, we're here. We do have a video for a giveaway. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway. So look at that one about the rules. We love you guys. Stay safe, be happy, live life.
And subscribe if you haven't already, and yes, join the family. Join the 2FG, Two Fat Girls family. And we love you. And thanks for watching our videos. Have a great day. Love you guys.